Hey, you're tuned in with Ty Ski. Today we're going to be doing a little personal interview or artist interview because we have our artist showcase tonight, 9 to 12 a.m. You're listening on 107.7 WFCS Radio, The Edge, New Britain, CT. I'm DJ Ty Ski, and today I am here with
Keon Riveur.
And we're just going to talk a little bit about him and his music. He's performing tonight at our artist showcase. Like I said earlier, be there or be square. Be there or hear about it. But yeah, let's just get up into it. So like I just want to know a little bit, or like let's just get the fans, to know a little bit about you. So your name, your age, like how long have you been in the music industry? How long have you been doing this? Where are you from?
All right. My name is Keon. My last name isn't actually Riveur.
Yeah, I have peeped. I definitely was gonna ask that about that later.
I got you. But it's Keon Gurley. That's my full name. I'm from Hamden, Connecticut. Born and raised. And I started making music about coming up to 4 years now. It's been like I kind of just started like really releasing music and like kind of like putting out videos, taking photos and stuff like that. But I did start off in the bedroom, in the basement, just having fun with the homies. Yeah.
So I see that you have like a really nice fit on right now, and then I heard you say you taking pictures. So like, did fashion also help you get into music, or is it something that goes together? Like once you started, like
came with it, yeah,
like once you started becoming an artist, you started like thinking about what you put on. Understandable. Back to like your whole name thing. Like, what made you go with Rivers instead of your last name?
My first artist name was actually Nostalgic. It had a K at the end, and that's kind of like what I use as my like rap name. But I changed it in 2024, and I was looking for something that was like French or like some other language that meant dreamer. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't promote this, don't do this. I went on ChatGPT and I looked up like what word works with what's a dreamer, and it was like Rivid or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, let me just put a spin on the name. So
yeah, that sounds pretty cool. And then when it comes to your like whole rebranding process, like how was that? Like what do you think like the toughest thing was when it comes to like people knowing you one way and now changing your name?
It wasn't too bad actually, because I went from Nostalgic to using my first name and then doing like the Riveur, and so like it was cool to like be the artist, have the artist name and also have like my real name in it. So like when I introduce myself to people, I'd be like, hey, I'm Keon, you know, in every way.
Yeah, I get that. I understand that.
Yeah.
How has music like personally like changed your life? Like it can be something that's like deep in understanding, or it can just be like something trivial and basic, like everyday thing.
Music really has always been a part of my life. I think it's I used to tell people that I would make music one day, and I didn't know when or how, but I just knew that like at some point I would be behind a mic and record. But growing up listening to music, like my inspirations, like Kendrick and J. Cole and MF Doom, all these people, like they got me through like these tough emotional spaces that I couldn't really understand. I also noticed that music like is like a language that I can really like use to describe certain emotions that don't come with a word, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, it was always there to kind of help me understand myself a little better. And then when I started creating music, I was able to like speak the language, if that makes sense.
What's like your biggest challenge when it comes to like creating music and like coming up with ideas, and like where do you start when you make a song?
Patience. I have to have patience with myself, I think. That's like my biggest challenge. I usually start from just scratch. I sit down on my computer and just be like, I don't know, let me make a drum beat, or like let me grab my guitar and play it a little bit and see if there's a melody comes from it. But sometimes things don't come. Sometimes like I don't like something about the drums or the keys, and I have to restart. But that's kind of like where the patience aspect comes in, because it does get frustrating sometimes when you're like consistently trying out new stuff and it's like nothing's hitting. But some beautiful stuff has come from that.
So aside from like singing and rapping, you also play instruments. Like, what instruments do you play?
I play guitar. I play producer keys. I don't play piano specifically because I can't read notes. I can't read music. But I know how to, like, mess around enough till I get a few tunes together. I used to play drums. I don't play drums anymore, but just mainly guitar and piano, I would say.
So you make, like, when you make your song, it's not like you're making the beat and you're making like the lyrics and you're putting it all together. Like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Thank you.
That's actually really cool.
Thank you so much.
So just to touch back on like the feelings and the emotion behind the music, you just came out with a song, Fine, and where was your head at when you made that? Like, what was the backstory of that song?
That was kind of funny. I remember I sat down, I was like, I'm gonna make a beat like Toro y Moi. I'm gonna make a Toro y Moi type beat, right? And then I started recording, or like the bass lead. And I was like, this sounds nothing like Toro y Moi, but this is hard. So I just remember like having that, like creating the beat and then putting the drums together, and the energy in the room at the time was just so heavy. And I was like, ooh, this is gonna hit crazy. It's one of my favorite songs I think I've made.
Really? Yeah, I was definitely gonna ask which one is definitely your favorite. This one?
Yeah. I would say, well, I can't say that right now because I have a new song that isn't out yet. And it most likely is coming up next, and it's one of my favorites. I think that is my favorite. Yeah. I
feel like as long as like you're doing better every time, everyone could be your favorite,
Literally.
Yeah, like that's how I be feeling when I make a dance. I'm like, this one's my favorite. Then I make another one, I'm like, nah, this is definitely my favorite. So I definitely feel it when it comes to that. When it comes to making your music, like I know like when I'm making music with my friends and stuff like that, I'm making it with my friends. Like, do you have people around you, even if they're just like observing? Or is it just like a solo process?
Sometimes. A lot of these songs, maybe actually all of these right now, I made by myself. There is a few songs that I put out with this French duo from Paris. Their name's Cowboy.
Yeah, I definitely did peep a feature. Like, I was like, yeah, you had songs with somebody else.
Thank you. It's crazy as hell that I met them. But they're like a few people that like I like to show my music after it's done. Or like I might bounce a track back and forth from them to hear. But there is a few people I have worked with, like within the Connecticut scene. One, like, most importantly, big shout out to Izzy Joy. He put me on to he basically taught me how to produce music. So we used to like almost every week just be in the studio, just making new stuff, new beats. And then there's a few other people like Justin Esmer and Amar. But a lot of times it is a solo process.
And then like what's like your niche? Like what would you say is like your sound? And do you think it's changed over the years? Like how you started off and then like how like most of your songs sound now? Like what inspires your sound?
I like an obstacle, or like I like to feel as if I can make anything. So a lot of times I'll listen to something new, like a new genre that I have not heard before, and be like, oh, this is hard. What if I try to make something kind of like adjacent to this? And usually it doesn't come out exactly like how I like specifically want it, but then I put like a spin on it, you know, and mix it up, and it's like, ooh, this is good. Yeah, sounds good. But I think my sound has changed a bit. There's different eras, I would say. Like I started off rapping, so I was like very much into like boom bap, like the alternative like rap, like Earl Sweatshirt, Mike, that type of vibe. and then I started producing, and I got to like indie rock, indie pop, and I still kind of make music along those lines. Then I have my slight hyper pop era, and now I'm kind of into rock a lot just by itself. Just like, so I do swap from eras, I would say, but my whole thing is like, can I make everything that I want to make?
You should try like some Pierce the Veil like rock, like go really hard, like screaming on the mic. I have somebody that I can put you in contact with. He does really like he be screaming on the mic. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
because my next song is that vibe.
Yeah,
and that's like the one thing I feel like I'm missing.
Like I feel like you can definitely get the crowd jumping with that one.
Yeah.
And then speaking of the crowd, like what's like the best performance you think you've had?
Ooh.
Like set the scene, like the vibe. Where were you at?
I really like my first performance. I want to say it's my best because it's my first, but the vibe was so cool. It was like in Software, New Haven, and it was dark, but it had the lights going. That was awesome. I liked the Emerging Echoes too. I think that was like right after that. Because Brandon or Prolific, he puts on like these crazy events, and it's beautiful inside. I love that. So it's in between with those. Either my first performance or my second one.
Yeah, if you're looking for something like, I know like the Webster, like you can sign up. They be having like little artist showcase and stuff like that. That's where I meet a lot of underground artists from Hartford and CT
so cool.
area. But
I gotta check that out.
Yeah,
Thank
for
you.
sure. No problem. So my favorite song is Top Pick. Like I think that might be my favorite one that I've heard. So I just want to know like a little bit, like what made you make that one? Like,
ooh.
Like what was the vibes from that one?
Top Pick. I have like a weird relationship with that song. I think it is one of my favorite sounding songs, like production wise, the vocals, the technicalities behind it, I think is one of my favorite thing. But then at the same time, like the vibe, I used to kind of feel as if it was like a little corny, a little bit.
Yeah.
But like
I can understand that, but like I feel like as long as like all your music don't sound like you have like a good variety of songs that hearing it was like, okay, like like as long as all your songs don't sound like that,
Yeah.
I feel like it was nice. It was like a little refresher.
It was, yeah. It's very much a bop, something that I can just chill to.
Yeah.
But that song actually had like 3 or 4 different versions. That was the first time I met Cowboy. It's crazy. I met them off of Instagram, and me and my friend Izzy, we were in New York, and they hit me up. They're like, yo, we have a studio in here. We can rent out the studio real quick. Let's just see what happens. And we recorded all of like the first version of it there. But we were paying for the studio, so I had to write that song quick.
Yeah.
So I came up with something that was like, I had an idea in my head, and I was like, this kind of feels like this weird like high school dynamic. I don't know, just like something fun but like lighthearted a little bit.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of times people try to like push their emotions in music, and sometimes they forget to just have fun with their music.
Literally.
So like I feel like you could definitely tell when people are having fun with their songs, and I feel like that's what definitely one is like, I could see y'all and still like like having fun with it. Everybody's having like a good time. But I like that.
Thank you.
I definitely do like that song. Like we talked a little bit about like your niche and your vibe, but like what's your inspiration for making music? Like what made you like, you said that you always had music in your life, but what was that thing where it's like, I gotta start making like songs, or like I got it now, or no, I finally understand it?
Yeah, there was a point in 2022 in the summer, I had just gone through a breakup. It's funny. I feel like that's actually a common story.
Yeah.
But I had gone through a breakup. I was like really bored. And I sat down. I was like, I have a lot of emotions coming, like just flowing through me right now. And I don't know where to put it. You know, I usually write. I have a journal and stuff. But like at that time, I definitely was not writing. So I was like, let me just record something. Let me find a beat on YouTube. Because sometimes I would freestyle too.
Yeah.
With my friends, we'd be in the car, put on a beat,
just
and
freestyling. Yep, I do the same thing.
Yeah, that's so cool. Nah, like we would sit down, we would freestyle, and I was like, maybe I should write some of this down and find a beat, record to it, and that's where it started. But then I met a bunch of people. I think that's like the real inspiration behind all of this is like meeting all these like-minded people in the New Haven scene, and even like around it, like Bridgeport, Stratford, Hartford. Like it's so cool. I don't know. It's seeing people perform and make music kind of like inspired me a lot. So yeah, that's where I would say like everything started from, or to continue going forward at least.
Like when it comes to like the new year and stuff, like what's some goals that you had for coming into 2026 when it comes to your music?
Interestingly enough, it was kind of to rest. It was kind of just to be like, let's figure this out. Let's figure out exactly like where I want to go with this, because I think right before the new year, a Topic dropped earlier last year, and then Fine dropped, and then I have another song with Cool Boy Famous that came out right after. So I was like shooting videos all year and stressing out, and I was like, actually, I'm gonna chill a little bit, you know, take care of myself. But now I'm just like, summer's coming.
It's the time to pop out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Song of the summer. Yeah, I feel it.
So now it's just, you know, interact with people, drop some music, socialize.
Heavy on the socializing. That's very important when it comes to artistry, and a lot of people don't understand that. Like even just you being able to like collab with our school, like you got at least one listener right here, you know. So like it definitely helps to like collaborate and stuff like that, and it's good that you're giving yourself the rest but also focusing on that as well.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I didn't realize that you like make like videos and stuff as well. So like when it comes to like, how do you come up with your inspirations for your videos? Like, do you have like a team behind you, or is it like just you?
Ooh, my sister is like really good with video, like cameras. She's a photographer, studied film. So a lot of the time that like I would just like collab with her. Or it's funny, a lot of times I just be in my car late at night. I always take this time to like, you know, listen to music or just like surround myself in a vibe, and then I'll get an idea and be like, ooh, let me write this down real quick, and I bounce it back from a few people and see. But a lot of times the videos don't come out the way like I specifically want it. Yeah. But they look so cool. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, experimenting is a big part of it, I'd say.
Make sure you tap in. We have some photographers that'll be at the artist showcase later.
Yeah.
You know, like they do videography, they do photography and all of that stuff. And like I said, a collaboration is always good.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you.
What do you like better, like performing or just recording?
Recording.
Yeah, I understand that. Are you nervous to perform later?
A little bit, but the after feeling, I think, like once you do something that you're really afraid of, the feeling afterwards is bliss. Yeah, I'm gonna want to like perform after this again.
Yeah, I'm already knowing. I can definitely I'll definitely keep you in mind for, you know, if Pep Squad ever have a showcase and things like that. We definitely like to have outside performers, so that would be definitely amazing to have more people.
Thank you.
I have questions everywhere. So we talked about, like you said, that you have a song coming up. Are you thinking of like dropping any albums anytime soon? Do you have any visions for any albums?
I do. I do. I love albums. Like the concept of like having a project song from start to end.
Yeah.
Skits even, you know, like who had that a lot? Kendrick, Good Kid, Mad City.
Yeah.
Big inspo. So I love albums, and I created a few so far. I have a few projects, but the thing is, I do want to like build up on it. It's a lot of songs.
Yeah, an album definitely is a lot of songs.
Yeah.
My homeboy, he likes EPs. Like he'll drop an EP. I think that's like so cool.
Exactly.
I'm like some calm,
you know, a few songs. I've been thinking about it. So maybe soon. Maybe probably like at the end of the year, I might put out a little EP of a, you know, collection of songs I haven't released yet. But right now, I'm like maybe 3 more singles, and then go off.
I think that, you know, everybody's been saying 2026 is a new 2016. Like, yeah. I feel like we should as artists, like even me, I've been like on myself about posting a little bit more. Just post. It don't matter. Like what, you know, the people that like it, the people that don't. So I feel like it's the same thing with music. Like just whoever like it, because you never know what song can touch somebody's heart or anything. It could become somebody's next favorite song.
Facts.
So I definitely feel like we should be out here treating it like it's 2016. We need a new banger for the summer, some new vibes. Do you have like what type of vibe? Like, can we get like a vibe check for your next single?
Well, you had a little bit of the Pierce the Veil. Yeah. A little bit. It does have a transition in it in the middle, and it goes into like a different kind of like.
You switch the flow.
Yeah. A little bit. But
yeah, I love that.
Yeah, it's high energy. I'm gonna play it tonight, actually. Okay. I'm gonna play it tonight, so.
Very excited.
Yeah.
Very excited to hear that. Y'all heard tonight, I'm gonna say it one more time, Artist Showcase, 9 p.m. Be there, be square in Alumni Hall. It's not in the Devil's Den area. It's in Alumni Hall in the Student Center. Y'all should all know where that is. Pop out, be there. Pep Squad is performing. Like, we're so excited. We got Keon Riveur here performing, and we got a list of other artists performing, so make sure you guys definitely pop out to that.
For real, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, like we got vendors there. I already like plugged a quick we got photographers there. Like, we have a lot of different things for you guys, a lot of different vibes, and I should just pop out.
Yeah, love that. Thank you for having me, by the way. So cool.
Okay,
this is so cool.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for listening. Y'all been tuned in with Tyski with Keon Rivers. Again, he's performing tonight, so be there, and we'll talk to y'all later.